Good morning, children. Today we are going to study about eating right. Our topic of study is eating right. Before we start today's lesson, we need to know for eating right. We need to know why do we eat food? What is food? Now we need food. We need food to live. We need food to live. And what does it helps you to? It helps you to grow. It gives you the energy to do your work. It gives you energy. Food gives you energy to do your work. It protects you from diseases. It protects you from diseases. Okay. And protects from diseases. And it also helps you to grow. So you need food to live, and it gives you energy, and it protects you from diseases. This is the reason that we have food. Now, food has a component. Food consists of nutrients. These nutrients we have discussed about in our previous chapter also. Now, what are these nutrients? Nutrients are substances, is a substance which is necessary for maintaining life and growth. Food has got certain components which are rich in nutrients. Okay, so and there are five major nutrients. We'll be shortly talking about that. But first, let me talk about balanced diet. Now, what is a balanced diet? A diet which has right nutrients according to age and lifestyle. Right nutrients mean it should consist of all the nutrients. Okay. I had already told you that there are five major nutrients. So right nutrient means having a diet which consists of all these five nutrients. What are they? It's carbohydrate, fats, vitamins, minerals, proteins. Okay, and water and roughage also. These are addition to these five. So balanced diet is a diet which has got all these nutrients. Sare ke sare components, the five components which I have just now mentioned, and here that which have to be according to age and lifestyle. Now here age and lifestyle is very important. Why is age and lifestyle important here? We suppose because the diet of a 5-year-old child is going to be different from a diet of a 40-year-old man. So age, your diet depends upon your age. The kind of food, the amount of food a 5-year-old child will be eating will be different from what a 40-year-old man is eating. So your age matters here. And what do you mean by lifestyle? Lifestyle means the profession which you are into. For example, if somebody is working in a bank and someone else is working, is a farmer. So the farmer is doing, the farmer's job is more tough. He's not sitting in a desk and doing his work. So he needs more energy. So his diet is going to be different from that of a person who's working in a bank. So it depends upon your age and lifestyle. Here, balanced diet is an important concept and nutrients is an important concept. So nutrients is clear. Balanced diet, mein, please don't forget these words to mention according to age and lifestyle. Generally what we write is a diet which has right nutrients. Now according to age and lifestyle we skip out, but please do mention age and lifestyle. These 2 points are very much important here. Now coming to the major nutrients which food has. What are the major nutrients which the food consists of? Our food consists of, first is carbohydrate. Can you see this? Carbohydrate. Okay, let me just rub this board out and then I will continue. Okay, carbohydrates. Okay, so I've written carbohydrate here. Now, what are carbohydrates? It's a component of food. It's a nutrient in food that I've already said. But why do we need this carbohydrate? Because it gives us energy. Carbohydrate is a energy giving nutrient of food. It provides us with energy. Now coming to carbohydrates, what are the major sources from which we get carbohydrates? We get carbohydrates from bread, roti, and you can say rice. So bread, roti and rice. Basically all these are termed as cereals. Okay. Or even if you forget cereals, it is fine. Bread, roti and rice, these food products, they provide you with carbohydrates, and you need carbohydrates because you need energy. So what are carbohydrates are also known as energy giving foods. Okay, these are energy giving food. So you should eat bread, roti and rice if you want energy. Okay, and even if we see our plate, what we eat in our lunch, what do we eat? We generally eat 2 rotis, we eat some dal, we eat some vegetable, we eat some fruits, then we have a sweet. So what does that roti comprises of? That roti comprises of your carbohydrate, which gives you energy. Okay, now next component of food which I'll talk about is fats. Okay, I'll rub this. First let me rub this, and then the next component of food is fats. Now fats, what are fats? Fats also give us energy. Okay, if you are consuming fat, that is also giving you energy. In fact, fat is giving you twice more energy than what carbohydrate was giving you. Okay, and what are the sources from which you get fat? You get fat from butter, you get it from ghee, you get it from oil. Okay, these are some of the sources from which you get fats. But fats, they accumulate in your body, they get stored in your body. So too much of fat is not good. Right amount of fat is fine. So there are two sources of energy till now what we have talked about. One was carbohydrate and other one is fat. So to get energy, your body can run on these two fuels. One is carbohydrate and other one is fat. Okay, so and it also fat also keeps your body warm, so that is why in winters you consume little more fat. Okay, the third component of food which we'll be talking about is protein. Okay, so energy giving component we have already studied, and just to quote an example, like your mother makes roti, she adds little deal of fat on it. Okay, too much of fat is not good. Limited quantity, because it is going to accumulate in your body. Now third component of food which we'll talk about is protein. Okay, this is the third component. Now what does this protein help us to do? What is the function of protein in our diet? Okay, it provides protein, supply the body with materials to make new cells which build the body and make it grow. Suppose we have got hurt. Okay, I've got hurt here. So this protein is going to do the repair. Okay, and it is going to help you in growth. So protein helps to repair, helps in repair, and it also helps in growth. Okay, grow and build muscles. Grow and build muscles. So these are the two major functions of protein. If you are consuming proteins, it will help in repair. Just now I told you, if you have got hurt, if you are having proteins, your body's repair mechanism is going to be fast, and growth and build muscles. That's why sportsmen, they consume a little bit of protein in their diet is more. Okay, because they want to build up their muscles, but not excess. Everything has to be in the right quantity. Not too much excess of any component, any nutrient is not good. All these nutrients, three nutrients we have talked about. One is carbohydrate, second is fat, and third is protein. They need to be in the right amount, not excess. Now the question comes, where do we get these proteins from? What are the sources of protein? Well, you get proteins if we talk of this thing, vegetarian sources. Milk is a source of protein. The milk products, okay, milk products, for example, paneer is there, you got cheese, all these are sources of protein. And then pulses, you eat dal, pulses is also a very rich source of protein. Then you get, there's a good quantity of protein in, there's a good quantity of protein in fish also. So these all, milk products, pulses and fish, these are all rich sources of protein. And why should you consume protein? So that your body's repair mechanism is good, and it helps in growth and building of your muscles. With this, protein is over. Now we'll be talking about the fourth nutrient in our food, and that is vitamins. Okay, so I will write vitamins here. Now what are these vitamins? What is the function of these vitamins in our diet. Now vitamins, we know that they are necessary for good eyesight, healthy teeth, gums, bones, proper digestion, okay, and good health. So basically they are helping in all the functions. So they help our body in protecting us against diseases. Vitamins protect us from diseases. Okay, vitamins are protecting us from diseases. If you want to, that you should not get any disease, you should be eating, you should be consuming vitamins in your diet. Otherwise your body will get some kind of deficiency diseases. Okay, if your food is lacking in this component of nutrient. Okay, now how are they represented? You must have heard of, like, vitamin A is there, vitamin B is there, vitamin C is there, vitamin D is there, vitamin E is there, vitamin K are there. We'll be talking about all these and what are the diseases we get. Suppose we are not eating, we are not consuming vitamin A. So what is the disease that we'll get? If we are not consuming vitamin B, vitamin C, so what are the diseases we get due to lack of these vitamins? So it protects you from diseases. And what are the sources of vitamins? Now the sources of vitamins are fruits and vegetables. So you should consume your fruits and vegetables nicely. You always have a habit of leaving the vegetables. Consume your vegetables if you want to be healthy. Okay. So with this, vitamins is also over. Now we come to another component of food, which is known as minerals. So I will write minerals here. Okay. Now we come to minerals. Okay. You can see. Okay. Now what are these minerals? Now minerals, our body needs minerals for its proper functioning, normal growth and good health. Again, they protect us from diseases and they help us to grow and functioning of our body. So they again protect us from diseases. This also protect us from diseases. So these are minerals. This is a function of minerals. Vitamins and minerals both protect us from diseases and they're required by our body in small quantity. We don't need large quantities, but very important component, otherwise we'll get deficiency diseases. Okay, now some of the minerals that some of the important minerals used by our body, for example, you have heard of calcium. Okay, you must have heard of iodine and phosphorus is there, sodium is there, potassium is there. These are some of the common some of the minerals which our body needs. Two common examples, like I'll write here, calcium you have heard and iodine you have heard. Your salt consists of iodine. Okay. And what are the diseases that you contract if you don't eat minerals? We'll be talking about this in the later part. Now apart from these 5 major components, nutrients which I have talked about, our body also needs water. Now what is water? We need water also. Water is also required by our body. Okay. So our diet should consist of water. A diet should consist of all those 5 nutrients. What were they? It was carbohydrate, which gives you energy. Energy is your ability to do work. Okay. Then was fat. Fat was again giving you energy, but you should consume it in little small quantity. Then it was protein, which was helping in repair of your body and growth of your muscles. Then it was, after protein, it was vitamins and minerals, and both of them were protecting you against diseases. Now next component which is required in a diet is water. Now what is the function of this water in a diet? Water helps in the process of digestion. I had explained in chapter number 1 that if you are not consuming water, your digestion is not going to be good. So if you want that your digestion should be good, you should consume good quantity of water. Okay, it will aid, it will help in the process of digestion. It will help your body to absorb the nutrients from the food and get rid of unwanted material. It helps in transportation also. It helps in regulation to regulate the body temperature also. So basic function, it helps in digestion. So your body needs to have water. This is another important thing that you should include in your diet. Very important thing. Always consume lots and lots of good quantity of water. Next is you need roughage. ROUGHAGA. Okay. Now the spelling is little tough. Now what is roughage? Roughage is also called as dietary fiber. Okay, dietary fiber. Now what is roughage also doing? Roughage is also helping in the process of digestion. It is helping your, if you add fiber to your diet, it helps the movement of your food to the small intestine. It again helps in the process of digestion. And where do you get this roughage? What is this roughage? It is fiber and it helps in digestion. It helps your food to get go into the small intestine easily. So, and what are the sources through which you can get roughage? You can get roughage by consuming fruits and vegetables, whole fruits and vegetables, not the juices. Otherwise, you will not get the fiber. You should have lots and lots of salad. Okay, if you are eating salad, that is raw fruits and vegetables, you will be getting roughage. Both of them are essential for your good, for maintaining good diet. So, all the components, whatever components we have talked about, if you want to eat a balanced diet, they are very important for you to eat. Include each one of them in the right quantity. Excess of anything is bad. For today's session, we'll study till here and tomorrow we'll continue with the remaining part.